All right, what's been the surprise team? And let's take Missouri and Illinois out of the equation. What's the team that you've seen that you said, okay, and maybe because of the portal, and let's face it, man, you have to have a program in order to keep up with these teams now. But what's the team that really kind of surprised you as far as when you saw them, you were more impressed than what you saw on paper?
It's going to be Indiana for me. I just mentioned them a second ago. They are Fernando Mendoza has been one of the best quarterbacks, most consistent quarterbacks in all of college football. You had all of these different names coming into the season, and nobody really spoke about Fernando Mendoza at Indiana. You had Arch Manning, you had Cade Klubnik, you had Nussmeier, you had all of these, Drew Aller. All of these guys were projected to be the number one quarterback taken in this upcoming draft. And Fernando Mendoza in Indiana said, wait a second, let me show you all that this is the real deal, that this was not a one and done type of season for Indiana. They've been playing outstanding. He's getting the ball to his players. And I was texting a group of friends Saturday watching that Indiana Penn State game. And I said to myself, now, this is an opportunity for Fernando Mendoza to show why he is the Heisman candidate that he should be, why he should be the first quarterback taken. And he drove that ball down the field, made some throws up the seam, made some great throws, and then that final throw to the end zone to Omar Cooper. He really showed me a lot in that last drive, and he's done a great job all season long.
And you know what? He's a guy that Missouri coveted. Couldn't get him. And that's how
couldn't afford him, or just didn't
got for whatever reason. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know that it was money, but could have been. They ended up with Bo Perbula instead, and obviously, you saw what happened to Bo Perbula against Vanderbilt, and Mendoza is making plays
every week,
and I like the fact that he was an underdog, as you mentioned. No one even knew who he was really. But he has risen to the occasion, and he's going to be right there on the Heisman podium, I think.
The Heisman. So I'm hot and cold on it. I remember when the Heisman was an award where they awarded the best football player, the best athlete.
Yeah, correct.
Now it's the quarterback.
Similar to NFL MVP.
Yeah, same thing. and I remember when Hugh Green was at Pitt, and there wasn't a man alive that could block him by himself. And he was dominant, and he was maybe one of the first guys who was a Heisman Trophy finalist.
Yeah,
and we've had some other guys from defense that have been able to have an impact. But I think that award for me is watered down to the point where why don't we just name it something else after a quarterback?
Yeah,
and
I agree.
And because that's what you're giving it to every year, and you can't tell me there aren't other players at other positions. When I see some of these offensive linemen, some of these tackles who don't give up a sack and have their guy make a tackle in the game,
right.
Or when I see a linebacker controlling the game or a safety controlling the game on his side of the ball, I just think that they've gotten away from what the game of football is all about.
I would like to see them elevate the other awards, like the Outland Trophy, the Lombardi Trophy, the Doak Walker Trophy, raise them to the same level as the Heisman, so that if you're a position player and you win that award, you're going to be as recognized as anyone who would win the Heisman Trophy.